You know, if there's one thing we enjoy here at American Slacker, it's going to live events. Wouldn't you say, Jess?
Yeah, from you going to festivals, I like to go and see comedy. There's tons of stuff to choose from.
Oh, yeah. Who doesn't like a nice night out? And, who doesn't like to save a couple bucks on a night out? I mean, it's expensive to go out these days. Wouldn't it be nice if you could save a couple bucks, Jess?
I'm a cheap bastard, and you know it.
Me too, man. What if I told you you could save a small percentage on your tickets by just entering a code?
What code would that be?
Man, all you got to do, go to seatgiant.com, enter the code SLACKER at checkout, and you're going to save quite a few bucks, actually. Not a small discount. It's a good amount. It's a decent amount.
So you're telling me I could go to my pickle hating fest for a small fraction of the cost of what it would normally be?
Dude, I'm telling you, you're probably going to get a drink on us if you enter the code SLACKER at checkout at seatgiant.com.
Drink not guaranteed.
Rolling.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast with Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
You'll see here the human male boasts the size of his testicles. I drive great when I'm blood. It's all about the sauce. Good, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Oh man, speaking of fucking, you want popcorn? I'll give you a popcorn kit. I'm just trying to go to Colorado and smoke some weed. Watch your fucking tots, huh? Those are my biscuits. Now, this is all alleged.
Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I am Jesse. Before we get into the show, I like to rant about things from time to time. This time it's there's this specific problem I've been having. I'm living in the Bay Area where it's like notorious for terrible traffic.
Oh yeah. I fucking
Between
hate
the
traffic.
hours of like 4 and 7, you're pretty much screwed. You're not.
Yeah, that's no good. You got that, yeah.
Happens to also be the time that I take my break.
No good, man. Pick another time.
Well, I try and wait as late as I can. I'll go a little bit later than 7. And in doing so, I pass most of the heaviest traffic on the highway. But lately, I've been getting stopped. I have like one long street I got to come down once I get off the highway. And then it's one turn into my apartment, you know?
Okay.
There's 1,000 traffic lights, it feels like. And I catch every single one after the, and you know, by the first one, it's not too bad. You're like, whatever. You're not even really noticing it. By the second or third one, you're like, oh, come on, man. It's like, I got to go right there. 4th, 5th, 6th one. I'm just like enraged by the end of it.
It takes a 30-second drive and turns it into a 10-minute ordeal. So I definitely can relate. Like, I don't have 6, but I got 2 in front of my house that I hit commonly. And I'm like, really? And it takes, at least 2 minutes for the changeover.
Yeah, and it's to the point where like now getting stopped at those lights is taking longer than to get to that street, which is actually a further distance. And I mean, the reason I'm running home on break is, I've been making my food. I'm trying to save a little bit of money. I get to see my girlfriend. So there's advantages to doing this rather than just, eating fucking fast food or whatever each lunch break. But it's driving me insane, the amount of time spent at each of these traffic lights. We got to get one of those musk tunnels going or something.
Oh man, musk tunnels, or maybe like flying cars, man. Soon enough, right? You'll be hover carring away.
We've been playing too much No Man's Sky. Fucking
one of those Dubai fucking jet skis, man. Fucking Dubai jet ski, the sand jet ski, dude.
Well, they didn't go too high off the ground, did they? Or did they fly, like actual fly?
Yo, buildings aren't that high in Cali because of the earthquakes anyway. So most of the area you're in, you could probably coast right over those houses.
Yeah, as long as it could clear, Escalade at most, then you should be able to fly right over.
Watch out for those fucking power lines, though, dude. You never want to get clotheslined with. yoked off your fucking hoverboard there and you're dead.
That's a terrible way to go. But
Man.
it's a good way to get into our show.
Oh, yeah.
We always like to start off our weird news with a little bit of weed news. And we're going to Ojai, California. Spelled O-J-A-I.
Okay.
Hard one to... I felt like I was going to screw that one up. I believe it's Ojai.
I'm going to give it to you.
And it's in Ventura County. And the reason we're talking about Ojai is because there was a dispensary there who had their property seized and some of their plants destroyed.
Oh man, and I like how you put it in when we were talking about it in text, a robbery, because that's what it is, man. Let's not be fucking sugarcoating it.
Right. And yeah, because it was the police. This happened right before marijuana went recreational in California. So they were raided and they had over 880 plants, cannabis oil, computers, cell phones, and some guns actually taken because the owner also had his home raided in this operation.
Oh man. So it went from business to his actual like personal housing.
Yeah, well, yeah, they hit them both like at the same time, it seems like, and they took like all of the stuff, all their records, all their products and stuff like that. And eventually, he was cleared because this happened right before all of the new laws had passed. So basically, it was like they tried to get him at like right before he crossed the finish line, and they ended up dismissing all of the charges against him because there were more than 40 felony charges. It was called Shangri-La Care Cooperative. No,
Jesus, man, that's a life sentence. Like that many felony.
So luckily he was spared any of that except like the hassle of actually going through the legal process, and he still hasn't received any of the his stuff back, which includes hard drives, 4 guns, long list of cannabis products, a digital scale, and even a hot plate. I think he's being petty on the hot plate, but
well, you'd imagine he probably has a lot of cannabis equipment that was really pricey to invest in, and that's pretty shitty that they just jack all that,
Yep, and they also destroyed 3,100 pounds of cannabis in the raid.
That's a lot of weed.
Seriously.
You think anybody had some take home? You think any officers were like, let's go pocket full of this shit?
I want to know where they destroy the weed.
Dude, right? We would just sit at the chain like holding our hands up like kids, like
be like, it's just this little shack out back where Matt and Jesse get to consume all of it. It's like, we're gonna destroy that weed.
Oh man, dude, hotbox the fuck out of that thing. It would just be like, you get one of those nice little wood pellet stoves. You don't aerate it.
Oh my god.
You don't put the chimney out of the building. You just like leave it open so it's just in front of us, and then you just keep stoking weed in there. Nothing but weed. Start some weed tinder.
I saw one video where a guy adapted a leaf blower to have like a bowl on top of it, and they just poured it in, and he gassed the entire like area of the party.
Man, well now you're just being a show off, man. Wasting weed.
But let's not make light of the plight of this gentleman. He was asking for $12 million to compensate for all of the cannabis that was destroyed. So
damn.
We'll end up, if you want to read a little bit more about this story, it's really interesting. I hope he gets some sort of settlement out of this, because it seems like what a waste of resources to raid someone right before like new laws go through and like destroy this, take all their property. I was trying to look up the seized assets or forfeiture to the government of assets, and that it's really fucking, I'm not a bureaucrat by any means. I was trying to read through the tables that they have laid out on some of the government documents, but it looked like it was in like the millions in terms of operating budget based off of like what they seize. And so I'm sure a lot of that's legitimate. It said a lot of it was like corporate fraud and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there whose stuff is just like sitting in a fucking police evidence locker right now.
Oh man, dude, I remember as a kid, they took a carton of cigarettes for me one time when I got pulled over with weed.
Yeah,
they were like, somebody just robbed the gas station. We're gonna need to take this as evidence.
What the fuck?
Dude, I was a kid and like I had spent like, I was like, man, I'm so happy I never have to buy cigarettes like for like the next like couple months.
Right.
And like, They just like took it, sealed it in a bag, and I'm like, dude, I never got that back. So I mean, I can only imagine on mass scale, like the bigger things that they take and just like put in evidence that get
oh my god. So if you want to read a little bit more, we'll be posting this article up from vstar.com. It's I believe a local news source of some sort in that area. So you can read about that a little bit more on our Facebook page on Thursday. I believe we'll post that.
Nice. Check it out. Man, our next story is exactly why I've never lived with roommates besides like my girlfriend. Now I've got to ask you, have you ever had any weird instances with like living with another guy or random roommates or anything?
I mean, I'm probably the one who made it weird, if anything.
True. Yeah, I know you too well. Yeah, that's probably true.
I mean, weird instance in what way, can I ask?
I don't know. Any like spiteful, like, I don't know, like revenge instances, like it got to like so heated that it was like revenge upon revenge, like against each other, or like
the dishes were always a point of contention, but someone would always like passive aggressively do them eventually.
How's that? It's like they're just like talking shit the whole time they're scrubbing them. It's like, oh, look at this. You had spaghetti on Thursday, man. It's fucking Sunday, dude. Why are these still here?
So I mean, yeah, that can happen for sure.
Okay. Well, this is a little more of a heated situation than that, I would say. We've got a Jefferson woman who called the cops, and apparently somebody had urinated in her cookie jar.
Inside her home?
Inside her home. And
damn, what an invasion.
This is where it comes in that she's like assuming it's her roommate. You know, I mean, I have no context. There's not a lot of like, every article's pretty bland and doesn't have any details to the background.
Okay.
Like what I'm assuming is a very, very heated like rivalry inside this home. Like I feel like you get like hostile if you don't
Possibly.
like. And so by the time the cops showed up, she had dumped out the cookies soaked in urine on top of the offender's clothing. Like, so I mean, if it was on top of their clothing, you know, it's some dirtbag that has like a pile of clothing on their floor, you know?
It's just like, yeah, I mean, so they assume off the bat that this is their roommate. As you said, there must be some feud going on. And like, so they called the cops, but then they also destroyed someone else's property. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
I mean, I don't know if they destroyed it. A good wash will probably get that piss out.
Well, damaged it at the very least.
It's disgusting. I would never want to wear something covered in, I mean, somebody else's
piss-soaked cookies?
Mine, I mean, if I wash it, I mean, okay. But when somebody else pisses on you, it's like, throw it out.
Yeah, just get it away at that point. Does it say, these are the important questions. Does it say what kind of cookies they were? No
idea on the cookies.
Damn it.
I mean, there's levels to the offense, and we're talking some cheap Stop and Shop rip-off Oreos. It's not, who cares? Like, right. get a new cookie jar.
You know, what about those ones at the supermarket where it's just like a sugar cookie with that shitty frosting on top that's like hard as
dude, it's not even frosting, dude. That is some kind of like, that's some kind of crack repair, like for like concrete.
those are piss worthy cookies.
Maybe we're overlooking it. Maybe it's the cookie jar. Maybe the cookie jar is like a fucking family heirloom, you know? Maybe it's like an old school like Smurf one or something that's been passed down from her mom or dad or something. I don't know. Like,
or the roommate could be really into mason jars and it's like a very personal attack at that point.
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's details that we'll have to keep an eye on this story to see if they emerge.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what ends up happening with these. They're gonna kill each other. That's what's gonna happen.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it came to that.
Hey, speaking of bees, in our next story, a semi crashed carrying 40,000 pounds of bees.
40,000 pounds.
40,000.
How do you weigh bees? They're never like just chilling on the ground all together. That's like, I feel like that's such an impossible thing unless you like net them down. It's like, you're not moving.
Well, you could, it's like, zeroing out the scale. I guess if you have like a bunch of hives, you weigh them when they're empty and then you see what ends up happening when you like what it ends up weighing when you put the bees on it.
It sounds like a whole lot of bullshit and work.
Possibly. Well, either way, this truck knew it was carrying 40,000 pounds of bees, and we will actually get to how much a bee weighs in a moment.
Hold on. Are we going to get into how the people buy bees by the pound? Is that what goes on? Are we going to get into
like those big scoopers?
Yeah, like you get. Let me get 2.5 pounds of them. American honeys.
Sugar coated or regular?
Oh, I don't feel like the sugar.
The fucking fair.
Oh, gross.
So this happened in Bozeman, Montana, off of a highway. There was a truck bringing the bees from California to North Dakota when it crashed on this rural intersection. No one was hurt. The driver and passenger, I believe, were okay. And they were out of the truck by the time fire crews arrived, which, odd choice. What are they going to do? Hose down the bees? I don't understand what the fuck a fire crew is supposed to do against swarms of bees.
Are they trained in that?
Beats me. Fucking maybe there's something in the fire code where it's like flip to page 48 and it's like, yeah, we hose them down. Like, hook it up and just spray them out of the sky. So
you're murdering bees.
Only about a quarter of the bees ended up actually escaping. So we're talking 10,000 pounds if it's out of the 40, you know?
That's a pretty good return rate. I mean, I can't believe they contain that many.
Yeah. And, you know, they say, so here's some calculation for you. They say 40,000 pounds of bees equals around 133 million bees.
How many pounds was that?
So 40,000 pounds of bees equals around 133 million bees.
Seems about right.
So I also checked it from the other end, and a single bee weighs 0.00025 pounds. Okay? So 4,000 bees only weigh 1 pound. So if you do 1 pound of bees times the 10,000 that escaped, that gives you, I believe, if my calculations are correct, our listeners can check me on this, 40 million bees escaped.
Dude, that's fucking creepy. I mean, are they just, do they just like mutate like pigs and they just adapt to the wild and like fucking?
Oh, they're out. Yeah, they're out at that point. They're gonna go do their own thing, especially on a rural highway.
Dude, you ever seen those videos of like random swarms, like that just appear? Like they like migrate, like when their hive gets fucked up, and it's like they're just protecting the queen. They all like swarm around her, like at random spots. Dude, it's so scary.
They have their own little thing going on, and I'm fucking terrified of them. As are you, I believe.
Dude, if I get hit by them, all of a sudden, in my like as I get past like the 20s, like it's like if I get hit by a bee, I swell up like crazy, bro. So it's like terrifying. 3 days, it hurts like a motherfucker. Like my arm blew up, and it felt like it was gonna pop. My whole arm.
Damn.
I was like, what the fuck from one bee sting? So I'm terrified now.
Yeah, the one way I don't want to go is crashing head on to a truck carrying 133 million bees.
You better pray none of your windows broke. And they were rolled up. God.
Seriously, that was my other question. Is so okay? You're stopped on a highway. You're like, what the fuck? What's the holdup here? You look. There's a black cloud of 40 million bees swarming towards your car as you see it envelop all the cars down the road in front of you. What is your move? Or do you're just staying in the car? I'm guessing, right? That's the only thing you can do.
I mean, can I windshield wiper and gun it or like to get high speed? I mean, I don't know.
If there's nowhere to go, if you're dead stopped on the highway, they'd get in the vents, I'm sure.
Dude, yeah, they probably would figure their fucking way out. And then all of a sudden, through your AC vents, you're just like, ah!
You got to hit that little button that closes them.
Dude, yeah.
It's like, what's that movie, The Happening?
Oh God, fuck that movie. But did they pull that off in that? I don't remember. Did they close the vents on the car and that apparently saved their asses?
Well, yeah, and then there was like a rip in like the soft top. That ends
so
up
dumb.
Like, getting them.
Cars are not like tight enough to like protect you from that kind of fucking thing.
They cannot protect you from bees. Nothing can protect you.
Like I need to rip apart that movie anymore.
Oh man.
Well, moving along. We got to talk about a principal and a field trip that we actually had at our school, the Washington, D.C. one. Did you go on the Washington, D.C. trip?
Yeah, I was barely allowed to go. because
I was not allowed to go. I got
because of your behavior.
Yeah, I think we were in the same history class, right?
Yeah. And I remember you told me, you were like, yeah, man, they won't let me go because like I'm too bad. I was like, oh, they almost didn't let me go because I'm almost too bad.
I was so pissed because we had taken a trip previously the last year to Gettysburg, and it was the most lit experience of my youth.
See, I didn't get that one.
It was pretty cool. Like, we had a lot of fun. There was like, they took us to like a little mini club, like a roller magic type place. Roller magic's like a local roller ring / club that we would dance at when we were like babies. But there was something equivalent that was a little more higher scale, and I was like, oh shit, son. And I like met a girl. It was like youth shit. It was a lot of fun. But man, so I imagine these trips get a little wild, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I remember we were just like, we got snowed in on the DC trip and had to stay there a couple extra days because there was like 3 inches of snow in Washington, DC. Didn't know what the hell to do with that.
Oh,
so
shit.
The whole place shut down. And we ended up like having the run of the hotel. It was like a bunch of middle schoolers running around barefoot. Fucking, it was wild. Turned into Lord of the Flies.
I don't remember hearing about like the like whole class being stuck, but that's funny as shit.
Yeah, it was pretty. It kind of sucked because we didn't get to go to a couple of the things, but it made it more of a different experience because we just had like freedom. I snuck in an N64, and at the time they had the hotel had been gluing aux cables, like super gluing them to the back of the fucking TVs.
Oh shit.
So me and 3 other dudes fucking wrapped our hands around it and just twisted as hard as we could and broke the glue and managed to hook up an N64 to the hotel TV.
Oh shit, dude. Old school LAN party. That's what's up.
And I had to make a choice between bringing my PS2, which was fairly new at that point, or my N64. And I was like, I want to do the N64 because I don't want to risk it with the PS2.
Dude, yeah, and fucking 4-player fucking madness. That's the old school that everybody was used to.
Oh yeah, Conker's best for it, man.
Brought our generation together. All right, back to the fucking story. We got a principal who went a little haywire, a little more than normal on a DC trip. He was a Louisiana principal, and apparently on the first night of the trip, while the kids were in bed, he was out hanging out at a strip club.
Oh,
which is pretty awesome. I'm like, damn, that's a badass principal. But it gets crazy. Apparently, they had to call the cops on this guy because he was being unruly, wouldn't pay his bill at $2.20, and was just like belligerently drunk.
He brought a couple of the kids. He's like, see, this is why you break your 20 before you come, because you don't want to be throwing those out, kids.
He didn't bring any kids, but there's like a weird rumor going on that he had a service dog, which is amazing. I was like, okay, he's got Spot with him. He's fucking hanging out.
Did he steal a service dog, or was this one that he had previously?
This is one he has a service dog, so they're not sure if he left him in the room or not, but like, so
I didn't want to go. The dog brought me.
Dude, hell yeah, the dog led me in here, and I mean, I'm not just gonna walk away from a good time. So yeah, he gets crazy there. He doesn't want to pay his bill. And he ends up getting arrested, of course, because, well, one of the funny things is also he was sitting in the middle of a road and he refused to move. So, like, there was cars that had, like, turned around in this road because this guy was blocking the road.
Oh, my God.
And we're just digging into the surface. We're going to get deeper here. Apparently, he's really an infamous character, too. Like, he's, like, a really renowned teacher. He's won, I'm trying to look for the award he actually won. It was given, he has like a really prestigious award that's given to like very few teachers for, so
excellence in drunkardness.
So he was named one of 20 outstanding teachers honored by USA Today and received a $25,000 stipend reward.
Well, outstanding could mean a lot of things. I have a large balance that's outstanding, and that's not a good thing.
This is when he was teaching elementary school. He was really like a famous character locally. He was like a great teacher, apparently. And I wonder if he's just one of those guys that gets away, has a good time, and that's how he breaks it. And then he's able to come back to life, and he's just like the perfect, interactor with these kids. I don't know.
I'm thinking this is an Icarus situation. He's flying too close to the sun. He's been getting away with it for so long, and now he's getting caught for his bad behavior. Man.
Well, that's funny that you should say that, because he actually left that job because he was accused of like some missing money somehow. some like, like cash is passed around basically for like different funding of like events and shit, and someone was like disappearing, so he just like resigned and pieced out and went to another school, took another job.
All of a sudden, a couple fives go missing. We got a couple tall boy cans sitting out back. I'm wondering what the connection is between the two, huh?
Yeah, man. And so now he's resigned as the principal of this Catholic school, I should say, too. No less. It wasn't just like even like a normal. It was like a private Catholic school, so it was pretty prestigious job.
I'm not holding him to a higher standard. He's got responsibilities as a public school teacher.
Okay, all right. Hey, lay the hand down of the slacker. I'm with it.
That's what I'm saying.
This guy's done. I doubt he's going to be able to recover like he did from the surprising scandal of his elementary career, but who knows?
Watch him flip it and say he was educating the dancers.
I was trying to recruit him, all right? I'm starting a program that's paid out of my pocket to where I bring these young ladies out of troubled careers to a real career path that's going to benefit them for a family.
Politics. We're calling it polls to polls, and we're going to make them, we're going to put them in charge of different leadership positions in the local government.
And the best part is he gives free physicals.
Oh, right, God. All right. And on to our next story. We're headed to Florida, which we always end up.
I didn't know we were heading to Florida on this episode. I got really excited there.
Yeah. And I always like to say there's a little thing about Florida. Florida, they're like America's sand bucket. We just keep dumping more and more sand into it and trying to build it up, and it just keeps falling over with the tide. That's Florida for you. And
I feel like the Freedom of Press Act has really fucked Florida and just made them so skewed in all of America's eyes that they're just like, yeah, they're wild motherfuckers down there in that panhandle.
Those sunshine laws, man, they help us. That's all I can say. This one is a tragic story of loss. This Florida safari park is down 2 giraffes, unfortunately.
Oh man, what did they? Okay, so did they have like some disease come through the zoo, wipe out some giraffes?
That you'd think that would be a common thing to take out animals in captivity, but no. And a wild giraffe, likelihood of like a lion attack or something. That's most of the way those would go. Maybe a wild dog, hyena, but these giraffes were struck by lightning.
Oh wait, how many of them?
2.
Okay, so we took out 2 of them.
Dead from lightning.
They must have been hugging. Giraffe hug. Boom.
Like it's like the cows in a field get struck and it arcs from one to the other. Maybe they had their necks all wrapped up and it just came down to the tallest point. It said that they were found dead in like a pasture. So there was some thunderstorms that were rolling through and they were very severe. There were shelters for these giraffes to go hide under, but they chose not to. They decided, I don't think they were told that advice to like not go stand in a field during a thunderstorm, because they did the exact opposite of that. They went stood out there and they were the long neckest motherfuckers in there and took the bolt straight to the head. That fucking
Features lightning rod.
Seriously, tape a rake to its head at that point. That's like asking for it. I'm not trying to victim blame here, but what the hell,
Maybe
man?
It was a protest to captivity. They were like, we're done with this life. You can go hide under the barn, George and Tobias.
Like,
fuck you guys. We're going to die.
Larry
can't
and
live
me without you. The other one comes out with them. But
Larry really didn't want to do it, but Jeffrey talked him into it. So
I just think
you like the Toys R Us drop?
Poor Jeffrey. You can't do that. They just went out of business. Is that why he did it?
That's the truth of Toys R Us closing.
That's what happened.
Jeffrey was on his outs. He was ready to pull the plug.
So I mean, the people that ran the place are very sad. They said that they were very charismatic giraffes and they were very close to them. The autopsy showed that, yep, it was lightning. That I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why that's just like inherently funny to me. It's just like this long neck bitch fucking standing out in the field, fucking getting struck by lightning. It's not in their instinct. I don't think that there's like severe thunderstorms rolling through parts of, maybe there is, but like I've never heard of a giraffe being struck by lightning before. They're built by nature to be struck by lightning. They hang out in the fields and they are the tallest fucking thing you've ever seen.
I don't feel bad at all, honestly, man. I feel like it's natural selection, and I feel like society today protects too many people that will get whacked the same way in life. Natural selection would take their dumb asses out, but we protect them. So, I mean, these giraffes, they're just living out the natural life that would be, you know.
I mean, that's an interesting.
How it goes.
That's an interesting thought too. They're in like in captivity to protect them, and like. Bam! Like something you could never stop from happening. A fucking lightning strike coming down. The only thing crazier would be if like an asteroid killed like one of these giraffes. Like you can do to fucking stop that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
yeah.
My God. So
hey,
get it together, Florida. Start lightning proofing your giraffes. I guess. I don't know how you do that. Wrap them in rubber. Give them some.
I don't know. Rope them. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. Ground those fucking giraffes. That's a good idea. Put tires on those suckers. They'll be all right.
Those giraffes.
Damn. All right. Well, we're coming up the coast. We're going inland a little bit under the Finger Lakes. We're going to go to Detroit. And we got a woman.
We're going way inland.
All right. Hey, chill the fuck out, man. Wayne State Police had contact with we're talking about charisma, man. We got a charismatic woman right here, if I do say so myself. Now, we've all been to a fast food joint and they take way too long. It gets frustrating, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It does. It makes the most patient people like, motherfucker.
It's like, all I ordered was a soda. I've been here a half hour. What the fuck is going on back there?
Yeah, like I see a cup, I see the soda machine. I could do it right now. I could be on my way. Like, what's going on? So we got a woman who she hit her point, man. And I've never hit a real point where I got like, physical about it. But she got to the point where she was real upset. All right. And I'm going to mention real quick, nothing against people with disabilities. This woman was in a wheelchair because it just adds a little salt and pepper. I was
like, where's he going with this?
To the story. Now, when the employees kept her waiting way too long, and apparently they were rude about it too. That's what she says. She pulled something out of her pocket. All right. Now what she pulled out.
2 for 1 Big Mac.
She didn't have a coupon. She didn't get the coop. All right. No coops for her. She pulled out a fucking projectile taser.
Holy fuck. Wait, is this legal in fucking Michigan?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure they're legal in a lot of states, which is pretty alarming because I feel like we'd hear more about people getting shot with tasers. Right?
You're gonna argue over a parking spot and get a taser to the face, like.
Yeah. Well, apparently she shot this thing at the person that was at the cashier spot.
Holy shit!
Missed him, luckily, and the fucking darts went into the wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they had that much force behind. I mean, I knew it was like a small explosion.
No,
but
I guess like it's a little needle, so maybe the needle just like notched into like the sheetrock or something. I don't know.
They need to get some tile in there, McDonald's. What are you doing?
But imagine how alarming that would be. You're a fucking 17-year-old kid and this is like your first job, and it's just like, like, oh
my God, Jerry, he just started today.
Jesus Christ, man! I don't even know where your fucking French fries are on the menu here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Your first day on your new job is always memorable,
Oh man, mine wasn't that memorable, but hey, everybody lives a different path.
That's too much, man. Too much. Calm down. Not worth it.
Yeah, she was taken to the custody. She was later released and refused assistance to get to another location from police.
Do you think they handcuff her or just cuff the wheels of the chair?
What do they do, dude? Did they call in like one of those SWAT vans and just like roll her up into the back and they're like, here you go, and like chain her up?
I would think, these days you would have to have like a handy, capable van.
I'm wondering, okay, it says she was taken into custody but later released. I'm wondering if they just like wheeled her ass over to the police car and like maybe they opened the door and like put her into like the crevice there, so it's like it makes you feel like you're in the car. Like, I'm not fucking, are you gonna put her in the back of there? I'm not putting her in the back of there. I don't feel like filling out the paperwork either. Me either, man. And it's like, fuck it. All right, we'll make her sit there for 45 minutes and then we'll like let her go.
Maybe they just cuff her to the bumper, so it's like, you're not going anywhere. We got to request it in a minute.
That's another fun story. They just drive her to the other side of town and like uncuff her and go like, all right, we're gonna let you go.
We're gonna go slow.
They just leave her in a random spot and they're like,
my God.
Can't help you.
Like, you're good. We'll let you go.
You're done.
Take it too long to get to the station. Oh man, you shouldn't go around tasing people. That's
should not.
Minimum wage employees.
No, they don't deserve that.
No,
Jesus,
it's not worth it.
God, you could kill them.
So we're moving on to our funny clip, and we have a really funny one this week.
Oh yeah.
This comes from I was browsing Reddit. Let's put it that way. I was browsing Reddit and I found this one. If you are watching our video version of the show on our YouTube channel, you will be watching along with us. If you are not, we'll be posting this up on Friday like we always do on our Facebook page with our funny clip. But this one, we're gonna watch it live on the show here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
The Boston Dynamics has been haunting people for years now with their living nightmares creations of metallic fucking robots that can do what seems like pretty much anything these days. And this video shows the I guess the capacity of what robots can do.
I mean, we talked way back about robots being abused, and it gets pretty crazy. I love how they're testing these robots, and it must be the best job in the world. Can you imagine? You get to beat the shit out of like I will call it like a T-030. It's like the very basic shit. It's not the T-300 Terminator, but
it's like the calculator version of the Terminator.
It is pretty impressive though, dude. Like, they're doing some pretty crazy shit. I haven't seen all of it because I wanted to save it. I wanted to see more of it on the show. And I'm so glad we're going to be able to watch this shit right now.
We'll be posting that up on Friday on our Facebook page for you so you can check that out.
Hell yeah. All right. And we're about to talk about some movie picks. We'll be right back.
The Podworm Spacecast is a podcast hosted by 7 lifelong friends who inject comedy directly into your ear canals every Tuesday. You may think 7 hosts is too many for a podcast, but you may also think $5 is too cheap for a quality voiceover such as this. Yet here we are. Enjoy a clip from the critically acclaimed Podworm Spacecast.
And I looked up, how do you fix squeaky shoes? And they said you gotta get some baking soda and you put it in the shoe and it absorbs like the moisture or whatever and it fixes the shoe.
Boom.
I went to the store across the street. I went to the bathroom.
During lunch? The bathroom in the store across the street?
This is emergency. This cannot wait till tomorrow.
You did this at work?
I told you, I couldn't get off my desk. I'm so embarrassed.
So Andrew walked across the street.
No,
it was more like...
He was in a hurry.
And then he had to wait for the light.
You can find the Podworm Spacecast wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, keep squirming.
You get more out of life when you go out to a movie.
All right, we are back with some movie picks for you guys. We got some really hilarious comedies here, and I didn't even realize this is like all like female produced comedies that we found on Netflix. The first one that I'm gonna highlight here is called Wine Country, and this has like so many fucking stars on it. It's like an SNL reunion. It has Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, Anna Gasteyer, Maya Rudolph. Tina Fey makes a couple little appearances in it. Paula Pell, who's hilarious on AP Bio, if you've seen that, which has Dennis, the guy who plays Dennis from It's Always Sunny. But Wine Country, it's basically a girl's trip to Napa, and it's them kind of dealing with their own little problems between each other, and like their own internal problems, and it's like a really funny light watch, and it has a lot of just really funny writing and funny lines from these hilarious previous SNL cast.
Yeah, man, I had the chance to watch this as well, and I really enjoyed it. And the lady alumni of SNL. You know, you can't help but enjoy that if you're an SNL fan. I always enjoy these films they get together and make. And I was so happy when you chose this one. I was like, yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it was weird because we both watched each other's movies right around the same time. And this one's on Netflix if you want to check it out. It got a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And I think that should be a little bit higher, honestly.
Yes.
It's got a 67% on the tomato meter and a 33% from the audience score. So I don't know what's going on. I feel like certain movies get ragged on by like people who review them and end up going down. It's almost like you could add 2 to whatever the ranking is, because that's probably a lot closer to what the general public would think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It got a lot of, I mean, the hate it got is not justified. I mean, it was a lot of fun, you know?
That's what I like. I mean, I will say the ending was a little like, it's all lighthearted. That's the thing. Like if you go into the movie saying like, I just want to like laugh a little bit and like watch these characters kind of sort out their problems. It followed a really like solid like plot for the most part for each of the characters, and they all kind of wrapped up nicely in terms of the stuff that they were dealing with in the comedy. But I really enjoyed it. It's a great watch, like if you're looking for something to watch with your significant other, or you just want to put something on to kind of laugh a little bit and enjoy. I would definitely suggest Wine Country. Like I said, it's on Netflix, and I think it's worth giving a watch.
The movie I chose is Always Be My Maybe, and it's by Ali Wong and Randall Park. And it's interesting because these guys met when they were in college at LCA, in LA, actually. Which is
really
cool. Yeah, they met at a fried rice competition from like a both knew like a mutual friend. Yeah, really interesting story there, and I thought that was cool.
That's in real life, not their characters?
In real life, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so like they always stayed in touch and supported each other's projects. And then they came back together to write this. They both wrote this movie. They had another writer on it as well. But I love the way that this movie came out. And it's again with the movie that you can watch with your significant other. I mean, this is the perfect tone.
Yeah, it's like a great date movie for sure.
Yeah. It's got that theme of a young relationship of being best friends, a guy and a girl as they grow up. And then, romance comes into the situation and then they fall apart. It's
missed opportunities type of thing.
Yeah.
Wrong time.
I always enjoy a good storytelling on that if it's done well. I mean, there's a dime a dozen on what you would call a chick flick, but this is like perfect. This is a blend of comedy with the romance, and it's just not the normal like rom-com type deal.
Right.
A lot of great events, a lot of great quotes in the movie that I really enjoyed. And, I
want to say Randall Park's band in the movie.
Dude, yes.
It's like funky kind of 90s rap or something, right?
Dude, there's a lot of odes, I feel like, to 90s movies. It reminds me of The New Guy, how he had his band in there, like, bum, bum, bum. That was a really funk band. But like, it was just like, it was like badass. They were, a big band when they were in high school, but you flash forward to the future, and he's still in that band as like a 35-year-old dude. Like,
and it took place, I think, in San Francisco.
Yep. Yeah. Perfect spot for it. It was a lot of fun overall. I just really, really enjoyed it. It got a lot better ratings. They were a lot more kind on us than your film. IMDb was 7 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes was 91%, man.
Wow.
For once, I got a movie to talk about that all the viewers are on my side.
They're not squashing you immediately.
Yeah. And, both of these films, a lot of fun, man. It's a great adventure and 2 great flicks to check out.
Oh, we can't pass by the cameo that was made in.
Oh, thank you, dude. Well, there's a couple actually. I'm so glad you just caught that. Okay, so the biggest one that we and you talked about initially was Keanu Reeves is in this motherfucker in a full like not just Keanu Reeves but like John Wick attire.
Playing himself in like a very caricature kind of way.
Dramatized, yeah. Yeah, it was really hilarious. He was a romantic interest of Ali Wong's character, and he was actually the first pick for that role too. And he was like, "Hell yeah, of course he was."
Hilarious.
He's the greatest dude ever, man. Another cameo, Daniel Day Kim, man, who you might know as Jin if you were a fan of Lost, which I was.
Okay, yep.
So I was like, dude, that's Jin. That's awesome. I was like seeing him in films.
He was like the Dick ex-boyfriend, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was like a real estate or no.
Business,
Like
marketing or something, right?
Yeah, like an agent basically. And just overall, a lot of great character work, a lot of fucking funny quotes in the middle of it, and just like Wine Country, man. These films are perfectly equal, which is like I don't get why yours got such a negative review because I feel like they're equal in so many aspects.
I mean, they're different, I would say. And this...
No, but quality-wise. I mean, story-wise, shot-wise, like how it's like shot, it's beautiful. Like, I mean, it's a great film. You know, it's
production value, too. They're both pretty up there in terms of shot and produced, so.
Yeah.
Those are some great picks for you.
Easy on Netflix.
Always Be My Maybe and Wine Country. Be sure to check them out. And we will be back with a brand new game right after this.
Just so you know, this show is about scary stuff. So don't say I didn't warn you guys. And remember, don't be scared.
Murderous Minors brings true tales of children who have killed. Premeditated murders, accidental killings and deaths, from toddlers to 18-year-old killers, no one is too young to take a life. Join me, War Baby, as I try to tell these stories of the young who've killed, the lives they took, and even the ones who've been left behind. Why do children kill? What do we do with young killers? And do they kill again? Until next time, don't be scared.
And we are back. I just stole your shit. That's yours, isn't it?
I don't mind.
I'll let you have that one.
I'll let you have that one.
I just want to apologize on air, bro. I just stole your cue. I'm so sorry.
At least you realized this time. The last time you did it, it took us like 3 episodes to realize.
I'm so sorry. I am a selfish co-host.
And we are back.
Oh, man. Well, I just wanted to, I guess I took the lead because I'm in the designer seat of this new game. If you're watching the video, you saw that lovely intro. It was so high quality. We got Spielberg on that. A lot of money, all the money we had to put into that intro.
Wait,
and,
all of it?
I'm sorry.
That. We need 50-50 authorization.
That text must not have went through.
I guess not.
Yeah, shit. All right. The haters are going to say it was too long, but you know what? As we always say, F the haters. Now, yeah, working name, quotes and shit. And let me run you down how this is going to work. I'm going to play a couple of audio clips of movies, and Jesse's going to have to try to figure out what movie it was. Okay? All right.
I'm pretty good at movie knowledge, so I'm feeling confident in this game.
I'm feeling unconfident because I feel like I made it a little too easy for your first playthrough.
Okay. Well, it can get progressively harder as we bring it back.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. This is a comedy themed. These are all comedy movies. We're going to break it down in the future with, horror and drama and ridiculousness. Okay.
Okay.
But, so expect all comedy from this. Now, this first one, I couldn't help. I think you'll appreciate it. You're probably going to know it right away, but we'll see. Okay. All right. Let's break into clip number 1. What movie is this?
My favorite part coming up right now.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
I can't.
Phil Collins, everybody.
Oh God. All right. So, what movie do you think that was?
I'm gonna say that is The Hangover. With,
you are right.
Mike Tyson singing around his tiger in a hotel suite in Vegas.
You are right. All right, so you're 1 of 5. I've got 5 of these laid out for you. So let's move along. What movie is this?
Tomorrow. You're right. It's probably not. What are they to be jealous of? Fuckers hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because we ain't us? The fuck does an anus have to do with this? They hate us because they ain't us. That's not what it is. Yes, it is. No, it's not. They hate us because we is us, and what we is doing is fucking terrible. They fucking hate us because they ain't us. Saying that. They don't hate us because they ain't us. They don't hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because they ain't us. Say it again.
All right. I'm pretty confident in my guess here. I think that is Pineapple Express.
Is that what you think it is?
That's my guess.
Is this your final answer?
That's my final answer.
It's wrong. What? You are incorrect. Your characters are right. It is definitely Franco and Rogan.
Okay, yeah.
It's The Interview.
Oh,
it's probably one of the few parts that are really, really good.
That is The Interview. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not. That movie has a lot of dull spots, but that's one of the moments that I really enjoyed.
Randall Park also in that movie.
Cracks me up. Yeah, true. Yeah, it's funny. Good catch, man.
Damn,
good catch.
Damn, I thought that was a Pineapple Express one.
Okay, so you're 1-1 right now.
All right, not as easy as I thought.
Okay, I laid it out. I thought you were going to catch that right away, but okay. All right, let's move along here. Let's see if you can catch this next one. This next one's one of my faves.
Well, I said I wasn't going to get angry, and I'm not angry.
I went to the petting zoo and I let the goat lick my penis.
Hold on. Let it roll through.
I'm not honey. I promised you wouldn't get mad, okay? You're being honest.
Maybe that's it.
I had a beer with the old biker man at the end of the street. And he let me touch his old baby's titty. First, I go to the mall and hide in the stairwell and take photos of women's skirts. I have a whole book of cooter shots under my bed.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what this one is.
You're going to let it play out.
So make my fart squirrel.
All right, hold on. He stuck a firefly up his butthole so that he can make a firefly, so he can make his farts glow.
This doesn't work like that, kid. All right, so this.
I shaved the dog and glued the hair to my nutsack.
What do you think this is?
This is Talladega Nights at the dinner table when the kids are just confessing a bunch of shit.
I touched myself to Drew Carey on the Price is Right.
Okay, that's enough. Stop, please.
I'm gonna give you one last chance because of that, because you tried to prematurely answer before the clip was. The clips are a little long, some of them, so I'll let you slide on that one. I'm gonna give you one more chance to guess that.
Well, now that I know it's not Talladega Nights, I'm not even sure. I know it's wrong, but I'm gonna say that. Talladega Nights.
That is actually a movie with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis called The Campaign.
Oh, I remember that, and it's his weird little family.
Yeah,
a bunch of dirt.
And honestly, one of the most funny, probably a direct rip almost off that, like an exaggeration of that exact moment you were thinking of.
Yeah, you know what? The one I was thinking of, they were like yelling. It's like, I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew, Chip. That should have been a tip off to me.
Coming at you like a spider monkey.
Oh, man. All right. So 1 right, 2 wrong.
1 and 2. Let's see where this goes. Now, what movie is this from?
What kind of gun is this? That's a tranquilizer gun. These fuckers decide to freak out on the kids.
Let it play out.
I get to take them down. Get that right. What? That's what I thought. Shut up. Hey, be careful with that. Most powerful tranq gun on the market. Got her in Mexico. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. They say it can puncture the skin of a rhino from a... Ow!
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yes. That's awesome. What? You just took one in the jugular,
man.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yes.
It's long, but for the appreciation, I know you were probably gonna get on.
Is this bad?
Is this bad?
You should pull that out. That shit is not cool. Wait. Hold on. The dart, man. You got a fucking dart in your neck.
Got a fucking dart in your neck.
You're crazy. You're crazy. I like you. But you're crazy.
Oh, man.
So, you've got a good idea.
This, I can tell you exactly who it is, where it is, what's happening. This is from Old School, and it's Sean William Scott as like a pest control dude with a mullet, and Will Ferrell shoots himself in the neck with a tranquilizer gun. And then he goes and like walks.
Hold on,
Frankenstein.
He's the animal control guy for the birthday party.
Yeah. For the pony. You know? Yeah. And he was being really mean to the pony. I remember.
It was the pony. He was like, "Shut the fuck up! What's up?"
He's like punching the fucking cage. And then Will Ferrell fucking zombie walks his way through like the cake and the party into the pool and trips out and almost dies.
Oh shit! Okay,
I love that movie. That one's great.
I like a comeback story. We're even 2-2.
Whew. All right, a lot of pressure on this last one.
We got a game breaker now. What movie is this?
Quarterback, go ahead.
Me or shouldn't we like learn by dodging balls that are thrown at us, or
that's what the sack of wrenches. If you can dodge the wrench, you can dodge the ball.
So that's from Dodgeball, another fantastic movie from like the 2000s era. Justin Long, and I always forget the name of that guy. I want to say Rip Torn, but I don't think that's it.
Yeah. Is that no? That's not Rip Torn. I can't remember that guy.
That's his name. What a name too.
Oh shit.
Two names that both mean to tear something.
Oh, shit. It's hilarious. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Bringing it back for the win.
The kid won. He won. He came out on top. All right. I'm happy, man. I was a little worried for you after you got 2 wrong, but you came back.
They call me the rice cooker because you set me up. You'll be done in a half hour. Huh.
All right. I've never heard him call you that, but hey, maybe that can stick. Just
I heard that. I heard one person say that one time.
Okay. Hey,
I don't think it was about me, but it might have been.
You never know, dude. If it was in your vicinity, there's a good chance it was about you. So hey,
possibly.
Let's roll with it. All right, man.
I'll take my belt, and we'll be. Well, here's my actual belt. So I'll be taking this belt to the next.
You couldn't afford a championship belt, but we got like a leather belt from like
a leather one. It's reversible.
Yeah, dude. Oh shit! See, like we chiseled out halfway. We just need like maybe a nice buckle, like how they used to give away in like rodeos and shit.
There you go.
Maybe
it'll just say quotes and shit champion.
Dude, we'll be on that. That's happening.
The issue is going to be mailing it back and forth.
It's going to get annoying.
It's going to get expensive.
Like I'm the winner now.
So be sure to head over to our Patreon and contribute to the show. One benefit of that is you get to see this live for anyone watching. We really appreciate you doing that and giving us that support.
Hell yeah. Definitely thank you to everybody on Patreon watching this live. It means a lot that, you take a little bit of your money, give it to us, and you believe in us that much that you want to help us get to the next level of this show. And so much love. Just thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody else tuning in at home, thank you as well. You do not go unnoticed. Believe us. We see the downloads. We've got more downloads. We took a week off. We got more downloads than we normally have. And we just appreciate the shit out of that. And thank you to the new Slackers that are joining on. And it's fucking awesome. This journey is just fucking getting better and better.
Yeah, we're always trying to create more shit for you guys to listen to. We got some stuff behind the scenes we can't quite talk about just yet, but stay tuned, and we'll be putting out more. I'm also on our American Slackers group on Facebook. I'm putting out a webcomic that I'm creating based off of stills taken from No Man's Sky. Matt and I play that a lot. It's a beautiful game, and I'm trying to put together something creative there. So be sure to check.
It's really fucking cool. Definitely check that out. A lot of people are thinking it's awesome too. So
the title is called it's Far Out. which I thought was a perfect title for a space type game. That might be a funny little combo.
And for now, people can get that on the Facebook group. Is that how you're going to release that?
Yeah, I'll put that out on the American Slackers group so that everyone can check it out. I'm also posting on Reddit. I'm going to put them up on Twitter along with screenshots I take and stuff like that. So you can follow me there at Landers the Plane on pretty much everything.
Nice. And if you want to get at me on Instagram at MWG Media and Xbox Live at Matty G from HP. If you're trying to cruise the fucking galaxy in No Man's Sky. What's up? Oh, yeah. All right, people. Much love, and until next time, that's it.
There you go.
We're smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America.
This has been American Slacker Podcast. You can reach the show by searching American Slacker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit. Or send them an email to americanslackerpodcast@gmail.com. You can download and rate American Slacker on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and all other podcast platforms. Visit the show's website, aspodcast.com, where you will find every episode, official merchandise, and links to their Patreon if you would like to support American Slacker.
Give me a minute. Think about the seconds that are passing. Man, I gotta go and get it, grab it. Why you gotta go and act savage? Smoking weed, I gotta feed the habit. Now I'm on some other shit. Things that I gotta go get. Medical all on my slip. You falling like dominoes, bitch. Stuck in my ways, fucking high days, fucking sideways in the driveway.
We smoking America. We passing America. I'm mapping America. I'm psyching America. We talking America. We blazing America. This is fucking America. We're second America. We're second America.